Welcome back to another episode of the Ducks on Base podcast. We come to you um, after a little time. Um, the Ducks end their season in Austin, going 0-2 in the Austin Regional. We'll go over both games, kind of talk about some of the decisions that were made and some of our thought process throughout the this, and then we'll kind of wrap it up, and then we'll get you guys going into the off season. Fox, you want to start us off?
Yeah, Oregon overall, I think they played one pretty good game, and then they just really didn't have a good first game. Um, Overall, they kind of did. They played okay. They managed to do well. First, talk about the first game in against Dylan Volantes. They actually did a pretty good job. They did strike out 10 times, but they got on base. They scored on him. Cal Scolari doesn't have a great start. And then really there was just not a lot of good depth in it. But the game was kind of over. They gave up 7 runs before scoring their first, and Oregon did have great, great on base percentage and facing. They stranded 17 players.
Yeah.
17 on base. I mean, you really can't win with that, but they did get to a little bit of Texas's bullpen, which could have made a big difference. Texas does use 4 arms in their game. So overall, it did pretty okay. And they didn't really use anyone of note. They didn't use Bradley or Bell in it. Overall, it was just kind of eh. The second game, quickly talking about it, Will Sanford also doesn't have a great start. Only goes 3 2/3, gives up 4. Does have 7 strikeouts, but just too inefficient with 5 walks. You really would have liked like a great start, but it's his first like super regional appearance, and it's also against Texas, who are likely going to be one of 2 teams that are going to compete. Basically, my bet is whoever of Texas and Georgia wins in the first round or is going to win. Whoever comes out of the right side of the bracket is just going to win the College World Series.
Yeah.
Oregon manages to like get the lead into the 7th, and then the bullpen. Tanner Bradley pitches a great outing, 3 1/3, gives up no runs, but Toby Twist and Devin Bell. Toby Twist does okay, but he gives up. I think they put him in. Let me see. He comes in later in the game, if I remember. So listen. Yeah, they have a ground out, a bunt, a walk, and then Devin Bell just kind of loses command. And then Oregon just can't score at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Oh well. I mean, the season overall, we'll have another episode in a little bit, like overall of the season. But my initial thoughts on the season is that like they massively overperformed on the season overall. I mean, if you look at our first videos, we're kind of like maybe this is a fringe like super regional team.
Yeah.
And really the season overall changed once we realized how good we got out of our freshmen, and hopefully another year of them, and then maybe some good additions in the portal, some more development. We'll see what happens next year.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Oregon, it would have been nice to get a little length out of Sanford. He did battle to get a little more length than probably would have had if he didn't. Um, yeah, the back to back home runs kind of just threw him off his command early, and yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think overall, definitely. Oh, I would say meets expectations, if not slightly over.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously, I think the emergence of Brendan Jackson and Angelaya, and hopefully they come back for another year, um, has been a huge surprise. Well, not really huge, but I guess it's a big difference in the Oregon season. Um, but yeah, we'll see what happens in the portal and with the incoming freshman class.
Yeah, a large part of this is just like you kind of have to get lucky with what happens, unless you're like a top 8 seed and you're guaranteed a host. I mean, Oregon definitely faces like the probably like a top 3 out of the 16.
Yeah,
It's like Oregon and USC both face top 3, top 5 teams going into the College World Series, and I mean it's the same thing with the Texas A&M Super Regional. Texas A&M was a few outs away and a few hits away from winning the College World Series 2 years ago, and Oregon did like irreparable damage to them by having Brayden Montgomery get hurt.
yeah,
But I think it's a good building off point. It's hard. I mean, going into the series, it's just you have to try to find what Oregon could do, and really the one small path was get Texas to use a bunch of bullpen arms the first day and then win the next two. Was kind of the
yeah,
plan, and they did get the bullpen arms. I think the one like souring point on the series was that they really had Volantis on the ropes for a good chunk
and
of that game, and they really just didn't pull through. Winning that game would have just been like huge for them.
mm-hmm.
And then you're guaranteed to see both Will Sanford and Gastola. I think the only thing that I potentially could say that Oregon could have done is use Miles Gastola like out of the pen on the second game.
Yeah.
I think and then you can see what it is. I think having Tanner Bradley go 65 pitches is good, but really Oregon was going to be in trouble anyways on the third day if
Yeah.
Gastola didn't go deep. So maybe you bring Gastola to come after Will and then try to just bullpen it together the last day because you do need the win. But I mean, you're grasping at straws at that point, and
Yeah. I mean, I
it's
think. Yeah, I mean, I think the big discussion around the bullpen usage was should Bell or should Twist have been pulled um, for Devin Bell in that situation. I wonder what you think about that.
It's kind of just like going back. I think probably Toby Twist should end the inning and then let Bell have a full clean inning to
Yeah.
do it. I mean, Bell has struggled with men on base throughout the season. That was his one real issue. But I mean, you have a single to third base. And then you give up doubles, which I mean, it's just hard.
Yeah, I think
think
the matchup was. I think pulling him was right for the matchup because I think, as I've said on social media, the matchup was right. I think because I believe that Anthony Pack had the matchup, the weird matchup where he pits lefties better than righties, which is interesting. But I guess for me, it's just it didn't work out. It's the end of the day. Like he was one pitch away from getting out.
Yeah, and it's also like a lot of this is just like if you tack on more runs.
Yeah.
And I mean, we had 7 left on base. I mean, Texas had 13 left on base.
Yeah.
I mean, you just kind of gotta sometimes the ball needs to bounce your way.
Yeah,
Overall,
that ground ball up the middle didn't help us. I think if that ground ball was hit a little harder, that would have gotten us out of the inning. But yeah, I mean, I think overall it was a very successful season. And then we'll be back to see. Do you have any final thoughts?
yeah, I think we'll talk about more about the players who have entered the transfer portal. It'll be a little bit longer till we know like a good chunk of them. But we will also talk about the MLB players. We've been trying to get that. We're finally like getting to a point in the season where it's gonna like slow down. We'll do our player analysis again, but like I think, as Kenny said, the season's been a pretty big success. It's not the Omaha visit that we've all wanted, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than last year. It's better. Like last year was a real disappointment
Mm-hmm.
overall. I think that team definitely had the talent. There was probably more talented than this team, but the success wasn't there.
Yeah.
And this team is still, if it can keep the core together, there's still some life in the team that you can look forward to next year.
Yeah. I mean, I think last year going into this year, we were worried about, how can we replace the power that was Mason Neville, Jacob Walsh, all of them. I guess, kind of replace that, and hopefully we'll be able to keep those guys around. Angelaya, Ray Jackson. Um, we'll see
Burke,
if hopefully Burke's technically draft eligible, but we'll see if he goes.
Yeah.
As I just learned recently, he barely hits the cutoff. And yeah, I mean, Cooney and Maddox are probably gone, but
yeah.
we never.
We'll talk about it in the next one, but just a quick, I guess, right at the end, we'll just give a quick preview. I think the likely ones to be gone are Ryan Cooney's probably definitely going to get drafted with a high signing bonus for some team, unless he really wants to come back. Maddox is probably gone, depending on if he wants a high signing bonus or doesn't like the offers that he's given. And then possibly Cal Scolari. Those are the 3 that are likely to get drafted this year.
Like
might be a few more.
the more likely decisions that have to be made between the potential returners. I think it'll be those 3. Burke is 50-50. I think Burke is 50-50.
Yeah, it's the same thing as Meggers last year. It's kind of like you have to find if he likes the fit the team. And it's also Jack Brooks also is technically draft eligible. He will. I'm giving like, unlike last year where I said it was like a 95% chance that Garrotti comes back, and he did leave. But I think he's more likely. He hasn't had like a true breakout year, and he's been hurt.
Yeah,
most of the year, and he's gonna keep the outfield.
Yeah,
but we'll see. It's a large question of seeing what's gonna happen next year.
Yeah, we'll see you guys back here for the next episode. But in the meantime, make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And for that, we'll see you guys back here for the next episode.